The 2025 offensive tackle class is not as good as it has been in previous draft classes. People really love Kelvin Banks, but other than that, a lot of people seem down on this offensive tackle class as a whole. Will Campbell, many people think is a guard at the next level. Ariante Ursary has gained some serious steam, but there are concerns there as well. Wyatt Milam could be a guard, and unfortunately, there aren't a lot of true tackles in this draft class. One guy who was on a very good trajectory and looked like a potential top 10 pick early in the year was Ohio State left tackle Josh Simmons. Simmons was playing at an elite level for the Buckeyes early in the season before an injury unfortunately cost him the rest of the year. Simmons has made the decision to declare for the draft and is a player who has a high ceiling in this tackle class, maybe the highest of any player in the draft. Despite the injury, how high could we see Josh Simmons taken in the 2025 NFL Draft? That's what we will be discussing in today's video. But hey guys, if you guys are new to the channel, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. Also, be sure to check out my Patreon page, where for $5 a month, you guys will get exclusive access to my in-depth draft guide with over 550 scouting reports and my full big board. It is incredibly comprehensive and some of the best work I have done to date. If you enjoy my NFL draft content, I highly recommend checking it out. Leave a comment and let me know which players you guys would be interested in seeing in a future video, and without further ado, let's take a closer look at Josh Simmons. Simmons started his collegiate career at San Diego State, where he played for them in 2022 at right tackle. He was alright for the Aztecs, but he decided to transfer after 1 year and he ended up going to Ohio State, where he has played the last 2 seasons. In 2023, Ohio State converted him to left tackle, where he played 825 total snaps, allowing 15 pressures, 4 hits, and 1 sack on the season. He had a good year and was on some early 2025 mock drafts, but I don't think even the biggest Josh Simmons fans knew what was coming in 2024. He played in just 306 snaps and he allowed 1 pressure. That's it. He was dominant for the Buckeyes up front, but unfortunately, he tore his ACL against Oregon and is done for the rest of the year. He will naturally slip down draft boards because of the injury concern, but seeing how Ohio State has looked on the offensive line without him, I think every NFL GM that's scouting Simmons has to feel pretty solid about what his projection could be. The first thing that really sticks out with Simmons is his explosiveness off the line of scrimmage. He gets off the line incredibly quickly, and he moves so fluidly. He is one of the best athletes at the offensive tackle position in this draft class. He is an incredibly fluid athlete, and players that are 310 pounds have no business moving as well as Josh Simmons does. He's a really good run blocker, and he just moves people. That's what so many people, including myself, love about Simmons, is that he's not just a quick athlete who can climb to the second level and land blocks, but he has some legit power to move guys in space, and he does an awesome job of combining his speed and power, and it really shows in the run game. As a pass protector, Simmons shows some really positive things. I think he has some really solid hands in pass protection and does a really nice job of countering pass rush moves and redirecting rushers. But I think the most impressive part is his footwork. He has the foot speed to recover around the edge if he loses a step, but he has some of the best anchor of any tackle in this draft class. He's just a brick wall and incredibly difficult to move if he gets his foot in the dirt properly. And I think that's a trait that's going to suit him incredibly well at the NFL level. He could be a difference maker in both the passing and running attacks, and I also think he plays with good football IQ. He does a super nice job of being a help chip blocker on the inside, helping on double teams, and recognizing blitzes as well. There are, however, 2 major issues that I see with Simmons' game. For one, he is inconsistent with his hands. He doesn't always land them efficiently, and it leads to some bad mistakes. He doesn't always land his strikes with quickness, and he misses assignments in the open field sometimes, particularly in the run game. I felt he was very inconsistent at taking the proper angles, and it led to him just flat out missing at times, and I want to see that improve. The other issue I want to see improve is that I think Simmons has the tendency to lunge when blocking. It showed up in his tape in 2023, and it showed up again for me in 2024. It felt like he played high at times, and he struggled against power, and he would overcompensate and end up lunging instead of using proper technique. Not only is it improper technique, but it also led to penalties for Simmons. Simmons has committed 26 penalties throughout his collegiate career, and while he's shown improvement year after year, it's still a work in progress for him, and I think he's got to improve the lunging issue. Simmons is a really sound tackle prospect who has great athleticism and power and can be a threat in both the passing and running attacks. The injury does hurt his stock a little bit, but he is my number 4 offensive tackle in the class. That's exactly where I would have had him if it wasn't for the injury. He's very sound and can be a game changer if utilized properly at the next level. He's my number 24 overall player in the draft class. Simmons brings excellent versatility to play in really every aspect of the game. He has experience playing left tackle and right tackle, and he has worked very well in both the run and passing attacks. He's got the quickness to get into the second level, he's got great footwork and hands. I think he would work best in a heavy play action RPO style offense that could utilize his ability on the move and in space to climb to the second level, but also allow him to sit back and pass protect, which is where I think he is at his best. I think that's where he's going to thrive in the NFL. My player comparison for Josh Simmons is Buffalo Bills left tackle Dion Dawkins. Dawkins is playing some incredible football right now for Buffalo, and both Simmons and Dawkins are very solid all-around blockers and provide a boost in both the run and the pass. They both do a nice job of combining power with their athleticism, and they have the ability to move people in space. Dawkins is one of the 5 to 7 best tackles in football right now, and if Simmons can reach his ceiling, I think he can be that level of player at the next level. Josh Simmons is a supremely talented tackle prospect. He has a lot of the traits that NFL GMs are looking for, but unfortunately the ACL injury is a big question mark for him. How he interviews is really going to determine where he is taken in the draft, but ultimately, I believe that Josh Simmons will be a top 30 pick in the 2025 NFL Draft.